Hello, today I'm going to make an absolute classic.
Beef Wellington, slathered with delicious Dijon mustard by Maille, my favourite.
Right, first we're going to season the beef. So I like to do it like this. Put loads of seasoning onto the board, get it nice and even, some salt. Again, sprinkle that nice and evenly over the board. And we're going to take, this is a beef fillet cut from the centre so it's nice and even, so it'll cook evenly too. And just roll it in the seasoning like that. Okay, we'll put about a tablespoon of oil in a frying pan. There it goes. We're going to try and get it quite brown all over, but we don't want to overcook it. So turn it quite frequently so some of the outside starts to caramelise. Bit on the end. On the end. Right, I think that's done. Whoa! So bring the seared beef over here and we're going to make it really delicious with a layer of mustard. So we want about 2 tablespoons and put it on the beef and then brush it evenly but in a lovely thick layer so it gives this beautiful piece of beef flavour. And just put the beef aside to cool and rest with the mustard. We put breadcrumbs in the mixture to soak up all the juices so they don't get into the pastry to keep it nice and crisp. That's that. So next we're going to do the mushrooms. You can use normal mushrooms, chestnut mushrooms, or a mixture, whatever you fancy. And we want to whiz them down. I'm putting this mushroom mixture into a sieve over a bowl because once you start chopping the mushrooms, lots of water comes out and we want to get rid of as much water as possible. I'm going to put quite a big knob of butter in a pan and then we're going to put in the very finely chopped red onion and garlic. So you don't want it too hot, over a medium heat. Right, this is a bit where it does need to cook for at least 5 minutes. So I'm going to get a couple of sprigs of fresh thyme and pick the leaves into the onion and garlic mixture. Thyme imparts a really lovely flavour. So we're now going to put in the mushrooms. Now, again, we want to get all the water out of this. I'm going to put them a handful at a time into the onion and garlic mixture. Mix it all up so that we really dry all these mushrooms out. And you can leave that for about 5 to 10 minutes while the mushrooms start to get a little bit more brown and golden. Just keep an eye on it. Now it's time for the puff pastry. Flour your work surface just lightly, but we want to roll it out quite big. You want to use all butter puff pastry. Now, puff pastry is pastry with butter layered in between it. And we're trying to get this into a really large rectangle so that we can envelop the whole beef fillet. Once it gets to a certain size, you can start rolling it back and forward. The other thing you need to make sure of is that actually it will fit your bit of fillet. So I'm going to mix the mushrooms and onions together. So the mushrooms are cool, mushroom and onion mixture, really nice and dry now. All that moisture has come out. We're going to mix it in with the breadcrumbs. You can smell that mushroom mixture, it's delicious. Season it with lots of freshly ground black pepper, a bit of salt, and mix it all together. The breadcrumbs will soak up any other juices and stop the meat juices from soaking into the pastry and stopping it from crisping up. I'm going to paint the edges of this pastry with some egg wash. It's going to be about 5 centimetres, about the width of this brush, and down the side here, but not along the bottom. On goes the mushroom mixture. Scatter it evenly across inside that 5 centimetre border of egg. And we're going to put it right up to the edge that's closest to you. And then we're going to spread it across so it's a really lovely even layer. Here's our beautiful beef coated in mustard. And we're going to pick up the edge of the pastry and start to wrap the beef nice and smoothly, trying to get out the air pockets. Over, so seam side down, and fold it up like you would a parcel. With the seam underneath, I'm going to pop it onto some greaseproof paper like this, smooth it out, and we're going to egg wash it all over. It's a nice golden crust when it's baking in the oven. The oven's preheated to 200, so it's nice and hot. Beautifully golden. Leave it to rest for 5 minutes so all the juices soak back into the meat. Listen to that crispy pastry. Oh, perfectly done. Take a nice sharp knife and make a really lovely big slice through the middle. Look at that. Our lovely slices of beef Wellington, perfectly pinked in the middle, surrounded by mushroom duxelle, lovely crispy pastry, and you could even serve it with a little bit of Dijon mustard on the side.